Our discussion is about behavior of certain light rays when they are incident on a lens. So what is the behavior of light rays? So these behavior of light rays can be understood by the following situations. So situation 1 is the ray of light which is passing through principal axis. Ray of light which is passing through principal axis. Ray passing along the principal axis. See, this is the ray. This is the ray of light which is passing along the principal axis. So this is our optic center, our first focus, and this is our second focus. This is our 2f1, distance between optic center and this center of curvature which is called as 2f1, and this is our 2f2. Now the ray of light which is passing along the principal axis. When a ray of light passing along the principal axis which is undeviated, I mean it is not changing its direction. So when a ray of light passing along the principal axis after refraction, it does not deviate its path. It does not deviate its path. That is our situation 1. What is our situation 1? A ray of light passing along principal axis is undeviated. Along the principal axis is undeviated. I mean it does not deviate its path. That is our first situation. So coming to second situation, what is our second situation? Ray passing along the optic center. Situation 2 is, what is our situation 2? Our situation 2, a ray passing through optic center. A ray passing through optic center. See, this is the ray of light which is passing through optic center. A ray of light passing through optic center which is also undeviated. I mean a ray of light passing through optic center after refraction, it does not deviate its path. See, as it is going like this only. See, it is the incident ray. This is our incident ray. This is our line. After refraction, it is not changing its path. It is going as it is. These are the two situations which are undeviated. What is the first situation? A ray of light passing along the principal axis which is undeviated. Second situation is a ray of light passing through optic center which is also undeviated. Got it? These are the two situations. Now coming to third situation. What is the third situation? Situation 3. Ray passing parallel to the principal axis. Ray passing parallel to the principal axis. This is our lens. If you observe, this is our ray of light. A ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, it must be passes through the focus. This is our incident ray and this is our refracted ray. Suppose one more parallel ray which is also parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, it must passes through the focus, which is another ray which is also parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, it must passes through the focus. Another ray of light which is also parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, it must passes through the focus. So our situation 3 is a ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis passing through the lens. After refraction, it must passes through the focus or focal point. So this is the point where all rays are going to be meet at that point. Ray of light, this point is called as focus. Got it? So because this is our which lens? Which is our convex lens, right? Convex lens is also called as converging lens. A ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis, after refraction, it must passes through the focus. So focus is a point on principal axis where all the refracted rays are going to be meet. So we are observing the behavior of light ray when they are incident on a lens. Which lens? Here we are observing convex lens, right? We are observing through convex lens. So situation 3, I hope you understood. Simply a ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, it must passes through the focus. That is our situation 3. Coming to situation 4. What is the situation 4? Our situation 4 is so this is our convex lens and this is our principal axis, optic center, focus and 2f1, focus and 2f2. So situation 4 is a ray of light passing through focus. You can observe here a ray of light passing through focus. See, this is our incident ray. This is our incident ray which is passing through focus. They are incidenting on convex lens. After refraction, it becomes parallel to the principal axis. You can see here. This is our incident ray which is passing through the focus. After refraction, it becomes parallel to the principal axis. This is our refracted ray. This is our refracted ray. Got it? Which is exactly opposite to situation 3. Okay. So first suppose this is our one more incident ray. This is our one more incident ray which is passing through focus, which is incidenting the lens at this point. After refraction, it becomes parallel to the principal axis. Got it? So what is the situation 3? A ray of light which is passing through focus. After refraction, it becomes parallel to the principal axis. These are the 4 situations. We understood the behavior of satellite when they are incidenting on a convex lens. Now, let us see formation of images by a convex lens. Okay. See, formation of images by a convex lens. See, this is our convex lens. This is our principal axis, which is our optic center, and this is our focus, and this is our 2f1. This is our second focus, and this is our 2f2. So our topic is formation of images by a convex lens. Different types of images formed by a convex lens. So before that, to get an image of an object, minimum we need 2 rays. We require 2 rays. That is the important point. And one more important point is, now to get an image of an object, then where we need to place an object in front of the lens. That is the first important point. See, we have different cases as we discussed in concave mirror. When we place an object in front of a concave mirror at a different position, we need to get image at different places, right? In this case also, we can place an object in front of the lens at different positions. So the first one is, case 1, we can place an object in front of a lens at infinity. First one is at infinity, and the second one is beyond 2f2. Beyond 2f2, I mean here we can place an object beyond 2f2. The third case is we can place at 2f2. I mean we can place object here also. The fourth case is we can place an object between 2f2 and f2. Between 2f2 and f2. Also we can place an object at f2, I mean at focus. At focus, here also we can place an object. And the sixth case is we can place an object between f2 and optic center, between focus and optic center. I hope you understood what are the different position of an object in front of the lens. The first one is we can place an object at infinity. We can place an object at infinity, and I mean from somewhere ray of light which falls on the lens. So the first one is at infinity. Second one is beyond 2f2. No need of remembering this, but you need to understand where we have to place the object. If you draw the diagram, which is very easy, where we have to place an object. So the first case is beyond 2f2. Second case is beyond 2f2. Third case is at 2f2. Fourth case is between 2f2 and f2. Fifth case is at f2. And sixth case is between f2 and optic center. These are the positions of an object. Now we need to know where the image will be, where the image is going to be formed. Yes? So let me draw the diagrams. Formation of images by convex lens. So case 1 is at infinity. This is our convex lens. This is the principal axis. Optic center, focus, 2f1, second focus, and 2f2. This is our first ray which is parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, it must passes through the focus. Yes, to get an image of an object, we need minimum 2 light rays. This is our first light ray, and this is our second light ray, which is also parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, it must passes through the focus. If you observe where these two refracted rays are met, they are going to be meet at this point. What is this point? This is called our focus. Where two refracted rays meet at one point, there we will get the image. So where we got the image? What is the position of an image? So position, I mean characteristics of an image. Characteristics of an image. So first character is position. The first characteristic is position. Where we got the image? We got an image at focus. We got an image at focus. And second one is size of the image. Second characteristic is size. What is the size of an image? We got a point size. See, which is very small. Point size image. And the third characteristic is nature. Nature means where we got, is it a real image or virtual image? Yes, we got real image. Real and inverted image. These are the characteristics of an image when we place an object at infinity. When we place an object at infinity, we got an image at focus, and which is a point size image. Really, which is very highly diminished. Small image you are going to get, highly diminished. And what is the nature? Which is a real and inverted image. So this is our first case when an object is placed at infinity. Now second case is case 2. Object is at, beyond 2f2. This is our convex lens, optic center, principal axis, focus, 2f1, f2, 2f2. What is the case? We need to place an object beyond 2f2. Here I have to place an object. This is our object called as A, B. Okay, this is our first ray. A ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis. A ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, it must passes through the focus. After refraction, it must passes through the focus. And second ray of light. And the second ray of light which is passing through optic center. Second ray of light which is incident ray. Second ray of light which is passing through optic center. According to situation 2, a ray of light passing through optic center which is undeviated. It does not deviate its path. So this is our first incident ray. This is our first refracted ray. This is our second incident ray and second refracted ray. See, refracted ray 1 and refracted ray 2, they met at this point. They met at this point. So, to get an an image of an object, we need to draw perpendicular to the principal axis. We need to draw perpendicular to the principal axis. So this is our image A dash, B dash. See, what are the characteristics? Let me write here. Characteristics of an image. First one is position. Where is the position of an image? When we place an object beyond 2f2, we got an image between f1 and 2f1, between focus and 2f1. And what about the size? What is the size of an image? Diminished. And what about the nature? Nature is real and inverted, because we got in front of the other side of the line real and inverted. They are the characteristics of an image. So first one is position between f1 and 2f1, and second one is size. We got little bit small image, diminished. And what about the nature, which is a real and inverted? So that is our second one. Now third one is, the third case is at 2f2. If you place an object, where we are placing? We are placing an object at 2f2. Here let me place an object at 2f2. Where I am placing an object at 2f2, which is our third case. So first ray which is parallel to the principal axis. To get an image of an object, we need two rays. So first ray which is parallel to the principal axis, after refraction, it must passes through the focus. So second ray also, which is passing through optic center. Second ray also which is passing through optic center, which is undeviated. This is our refracted ray 1, refracted ray 2. The two rays met at this point. You can see. We place an object at 2f2, even though we got an image at 2f2 only. Yes, to get complete image of an object, we need to draw perpendicular to the principal axis. This is our image A dash, B dash. This is our image A dash, B dash. If you observe the characteristics of an image, when we place an object at 2f2, we got image also at 2f1 on other side of the line. So which is an important case? If you place an object at 2f2, image also at 2f1. And what is the size? What is the size of an image? Same size as the object. Same size as the object. So what is the nature of an image? Nature is real and inverted. Nature is real and inverted. Got it? So this is our third case. Coming to fourth case. The fourth case is between 2f2 and f2. Case 4, between 2f2 and f2. Let me place an object between 2f2 and f2. This is our object A, B. A ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, it must pass through the focus. it must pass through the focus, and the second ray which is passing through optic center, second ray which is passing through optic center, which is undeviated. This is our first refracted ray R1, and this is our second refracted ray R2. They met at this point, right? So to get complete image of an object, we need to draw perpendicular to the principal axis. This is our image A dash, B dash. So what is the characteristics when we place an object? When we place an object at yes, correct only. When we place an object between 2f2 and f2, we got an image beyond 2f2. We got an image beyond 2f2. See where we got beyond 2f2. What about the position of an image is? Let me write here. The position of an image is beyond 2f1. Beyond 2f1. Sorry, this is beyond 2f1. And what about the size? Highly magnified. You can see the size of an object is this much only, but we got image this much. Okay, magnified. Magnified means much larger than the magnified image, much larger than the object. And what about the nature? Nature is a real and inverted image. Got it? This is our fourth case. Coming to fifth case. Fifth case is at f2, I mean at focus. At focus, this is our optic center. At focus, this is our 2f1, f2 and 2f2. Yes, where we are placing an object at f1. Let me place an object at f1. This is our object AB. This is the ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, it must pass through the focus. That is our first refracted ray R1, and second ray which is passing through optic center, a ray of light which is passing through optic center, which is undeviated. I mean it does not deviate its path. You can observe these two refracted rays. They are not going to be meet at any point. I mean they are parallel rays. So where you will get an image? When we place an object at focus, when we place an object at focus, you will get an image somewhere, I mean at infinity. We got an image at infinity. And the second one is we got an image at position is at infinity. And what about the size? Which is much larger than the object. I can write as highly magnified. You will get highly magnified image. And what is the nature? Which is real and inverted. So got it? Now when we place an object at focus, we got an image at infinity. We got an image at infinity. And coming to last case, when we place an object optic center, focus, 2f1, f2, 2f2. I mean, when we place an object between focus and optic center, what is our case? Between focus and optic center. So this is our first ray. So object A, B. This is the ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, it must passes through the focus. Got it? Now second ray of light which is passing through optic center, which is undeviated. If we observe these two refracted rays, they are not going to be meet at any point on the other side of the lens. So what we have to do, we need to extend these refracted rays towards back side of the lens. Let me extend these two rays towards the back side of the lens. Let me extend these two rays towards the back side of the lens. See, when we extend them towards the back side of the lens, they appear to meet at this point. I extend them, the two refracted, this is our refracted ray 1, this is our refracted ray 2. I extend them towards back side of the lens. They appear to meet at this point. I mean, we get an image. This is our A dash and B dash. I mean, we place an object between focus and optic center. We got an image on the same side of the lens, I mean back side of the lens. So, what about the characteristics where we got an image? We got an image beyond f1, I mean between 2f1 and f1. Between 2f1 and f1. And what about the size which is larger than the object, which is an important case? Only this is a virtual image. Only this case we get an image, that is virtual image, virtual and erected. I can write here which is a virtual image and erected. And what about the size? Size is larger than the object. You can see image is this much size, but object is this much size. Got it? Which is an important case. Only in this case we will get a virtual image. Remaining all 5 cases we got a real image. So I hope you understood different types of images formed by a convex lens. Okay, which is an important topic in your standards. So I hope you will practice once again these 3 diagrams so that you will get whole concept clearly and easily. Okay, thank you.